Ty Trice, Uptown in the building. Y'all now tune in with Philly F.A.M.E TV. Let's get it.
Philly F.A.M.E. Philly F.A.M.E. Alright, man. Ty Trice, man. What's up, man? We live and direct right now.
It was good.
Yeah, man. Like you said, Uptown in the building. You did?
Already know.
Alright, but we live from like down Kensington right now, but you originally from Uptown, Germantown section.
Yeah.
You actually from Haines Street. And like we talking off camera, you know that's everybody know that's Quilly, and I mean from rapping, they know that Quilly shout that block out.
Yeah,
and you said you actually know him because y'all from the same block.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's start there, like, know what I mean, you growing up on Haines Street, what that was like for you, know what I mean, and knowing Quill and all that coming up, because you're a young boy, so he older than you, so he was pretty much, I mean, out there running around when you was just a pup. So go ahead, give him that little rundown.
Basically, you know, Haines Street is like, it's a bad neighborhood, you know, it's bad neighborhoods everywhere, but like with that, it's like, it has a name, so like, when you from there, like, you definitely gotta move a certain way. And as far as like Quilly, like, he was a big time rapper from there, like, everybody knew who he was, so like, every time I see him, like, hey, you know, I shake his hand, this and that, he is a good rapper, but, you know, it's just like a lot of stuff that come with it, the name and stuff like that, but yeah.
Alright. So let's get a little bit into your upbringing and stuff like that. Like, describe like your household life and stuff like that. Like, how was it for you growing up? I mean, with your siblings and your mom. You said you single parent household and all that. So give them that story, how that was for you.
It was really tough for real, growing up in a single parent household. And I feel like some days I had to be like in the house. Some days like it was just me and my little brother, because like we 1 year apart, and my big sister and my older brother, you know, they're much older, so they were on their own before us. So a lot of days it was hard. I mean, a lot of days it was struggling days. Like, we had to do what we had to do, and even sacrifice a lot of our time just to help my mom, you know, make ends meet. But you know, we did what we had to do. It was tough, but you know, I think it made me and my little brother the people we are today.
Right. And when you was younger coming up, I mean, like a lot of people know you still fairly young, but a lot of people know you from basketball. That's what you gravitated towards. Like, man, I'm assuming at a very young age. Know what I mean? So, and at the same time, like we talking off camera, like your older brother gravitated more towards like, you know, the street culture and stuff like that. So as you was coming up, you chose to really stay more so towards the positive side as far as basketball and stuff like that. So what was it like growing up seeing like your older brother, I mean, out there in the mix, and then you deciding yourself not to actually partake in it?
I believe he was a big influence of me not going into the streets. He always encouraged me, like, keep a basketball in my hand, go to school. He always stayed on top of me, like, even though like he was out there, he made sure I wasn't out there. So he was a big influence. I think another influence is just like people seeing people dying, seeing people get on drugs, selling drugs. Like, it's like, I feel like it's not the right thing to do. It's not right to be out there. And then seeing a lot of people die, like seeing people you know, like you'll see somebody one day and then you don't see them the next day. So I think all that really had an effect on me, like not being in the streets. I think the main thing with me, it was just like I was like being around the wrong people. So I feel like I was misguided. Being around the wrong people had me doing things I really didn't want to do. So it was at a point in life, like I just had to cut people off and cut ties. You know, it wasn't no hard feelings, but you know, it ain't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be around that. So you know, just going to school, playing ball, hooping. You know what I mean? Get something to eat. Boom, I'm in the crib. Oh, where you at? Crib. So that's what it was.
Alright. So like, how was you in school? Like, what kind of student? Well, I know you was hooping and stuff. How was you in school? What was your experience like going through your whole school, you know, situation?
School, my grades, like, I'll say, when I was like 5th, 6th grade, like my grades, it was okay, but like that's when I feel like I was starting to really know who I was and stuff like that. So like, you know how you get a certain age, you think you this or whatever. So like, I was starting to be a little bad, so my grades wasn't that good. Like, I was always a bright student, you know what I mean? But my grades was on and off really until about high school. I started really taking basketball serious, even though I played like middle school and all that. But that's when I really took it serious. So I think I kind of got my grades together and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. So you said you went to King, right? Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
So you from Germantown, but you went to King.
Yeah.
Why? Like $1 million question. Because at the time, you know, now Germantown shut down, so all the kids who went to Germantown had to go to King. But you had the option to go to Germantown, right? Did you have a choice to go there?
Nah, I mean, it kind of closed down right before, you know.
Oh, so it was closed before you got. Oh, all right. Yeah. So you had to go straight to King. So you was a part of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because you did say 2015, right?
Yeah, I was in there in 2015.
Yeah. So everybody had. Yeah. So explain that, like having to go, you know, to the arch rival school. Like, what was that like?
Yeah. I mean, it was rough. I'm gonna keep it being. It was like I was going to school like all trappers and. It was crazy. It was just like a lot of people. As soon as you go in, like I think people would try. You feel like I was booked and all that stuff. But mainly me, I stayed to myself. My man's Jabri McCall. He played on the ball team too. He was cool. I really was around him a lot. So you know, like if you was on the ball team or if you was like on some chill shit, like they wouldn't really like people wouldn't. They would respect you. Like all right, he play ball. He cool. He stay in his lane. That's all I did. So basically, you know, that's all you could have did. But if other than that, if you was looking for stuff, they made sure you got it. But it was just a crazy experience. Like it was just a crazy experience.
All right, so go ahead and give them a little bit of your high school resume. I mean, not your high school, but your basketball resume up until like high school time. I mean, like how you start playing like AAU. I mean, your high school, some of your experience, some of the people you played with against. Give them that whole resume rundown.
All right, so basically, middle school, I played at Austin Bean Middle School. I played with a lot of good players. We made it to the Final Four of the Pub Championship. And we lost Tilden. Tilden had Samir Dowdy. He played at Auburn right now. So it was crazy to see how his game flourished. He was always good. But yeah, so once I got to high school and stuff, I started doing all the hoop group camps and all the other stuff, this and that. But what nobody knew, before I had got to King, I was actually at Constitution for a little bit playing basketball with them. And then I had got kicked out. So that was the main reason I wound up going to King. So of course that was my neighborhood school and I lived down there, so that's what I had to do. But at that school they went on the state championship, so you know it was a lot of players that was in the program, like Kamar Williams, Maya Gilbert, and all those players and stuff. So it was just like a little, you know, up and down. You feel me? So being at King and stuff, not playing as much and not really, you know, doing what I wanted to do. I didn't really get my stint really into college. Like even though at the end of my high school career, I was invited to all academic invitational. So it's like for the top players with a 3.0 GPA or higher. So I was in that, and I think my name got up a little bit. But right now I'm at Bucks County Community College playing on the basketball team. So yeah, it's good players there too. So it's like everybody we building. So come next year, we should be looking real scary. Coaches, Coach Dom, he messed with me heavy, so that's why I went over there. I figured like when I out of high school, I only had like Division II schools recruiting me, but I really didn't have no offers. That was the highest I did have, Division II and III. But I feel like I could play at any level. So basically, I'm just I got other things lined up coming up. JUCO showcase in Florida. That's in July. Hopefully all this stuff go over. And yeah, that's about it.
you know, Philly, we got rich history as far as basketball. Now, I mean, I know you're a young guy, so I don't know how far you go back as far as your basketball history in Philly, but was it any Philly players that you was inspired by when you was younger, or any stories you heard, or any games you seen, I mean, basketball players from the city that inspired you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I say my Reese Rice. How I found out about him against when he played against LeBron, and I ain't know he was a scorer like that. I mean, yeah, so he was one of the players that I was like, dang, like he really can get buckets. You know, he played in the league and stuff like that. Like, I don't actually know him, but I DM him and asked for advice a couple times. The words just bit about the LeBron and Jordan debate, but that's about it. But he's one of the players I look up to in the city. And also, Lewis Leonard, I actually work out with him. He's from around the Germantown area, so I work out with him at the Happy Hollow. His workouts is very good. You know, if anybody want to get some work, you know, he's the guy. But yeah, he does great workouts. That's really about it. I mean, you could say Kobe too, but I don't know if everybody ready for that conversation.
Yeah, a lot of people wasn't acknowledging it. Yeah. I mean, when he was alive, but when he passed away, I mean, you couldn't really deny it. Yeah. I mean, his pop hooped here, Kobe lived here. I mean, he used to hoop here. I mean, but because he went to LA and they beat the Sixers and all that, I mean, Philly ain't forgiving you for that.
Right.
I mean, but and on another note though, like you said, you play ball currently, and I mean, at Bucks County. You said prior to that you was at CCP before you went to Bucks County. So fresh out of high school, you was like on and off with the classes. You ain't go straight to college and go straight through. You said you was like on and off taking classes here and there for a couple years. But now you kind of buckling down, and you like, man, I'm gonna get my 2-year degree from community college, and I'm gonna transfer to a 4-year university, hopefully hoop there, something like that. I mean, so talk a little bit about that part of your goal, and also what you're doing now, as far as like you said you working in the community, teaching sports with the kids and stuff like that, training and stuff like that. Go ahead, give them that whole rundown as far as like what you're doing currently and what you're trying to do.
Right. So what I want to do is I definitely want to finish my 2-year degree at Bucks. I'm actually majoring in sports management, and what I want to do ultimately, I want to have my own training facilities and stuff. Like, you know how like a lot of trainers and stuff be training top athletes and stuff. Like, I want to have my own facility. I also want to get in real estate. I've been taking some real estate classes and stuff like that. But right now, I'm also a part-time youth sports instructor at the YMCA of North Philly. And my main thing is just like helping teenagers and stuff, just, you know, stay in the gym and just stay out of trouble and stuff like that. If they need anything, you already know they can just call me, text me. They text me all types of nights and all that. So, I mean, it's all love, man. It's just that's what I'm doing. I'm really looking forward to like being like an advocate, somebody, especially us black men, can depend on.
Right. And on that note, man, Benz, though you're a young guy, I mean, educated, obviously, you in the mix of going to school, taking classes, trying to graduate and pursue positive stuff and all that. And we in the mix of, you know, what's going on in the world and in the city as far as like rioting, looting, all this stuff going on. What's your thoughts on that?
It's just crazy, man. It's just, I mean, I believe that we as a people, we have to unite. We have to stand together, definitely. Just please don't mess up the black ministers. I know that. Just leave them things alone. You know, it's just it's a lot. It's praying days. You know what I mean? Just if you can help, you help, but don't try to hurt, you know, our people. You feel me? So I believe it gotta get worse before it get any better. But everything is gonna be good.
Alright, got you on that. Alright, man, on that note, go ahead and plug like your social media and your contact info for people that want to get involved. Maybe somebody that's watching this that might got a young boy that want you to work with him and train him or mentor him, or just want to support what you got going on. Go ahead and plug your information.
Right, so my Instagram is Ty_Trice3. So y'all can definitely link with me. Follow me, please. Give me some I got a documentary too called The Voted Heart. It's on YouTube. Definitely tune into that. Shout out to Rob Matthews for doing that because he always believed in me. So he definitely did a good thing on that. We ain't finished all the episodes and stuff, but it's 4 episodes. You know, I want y'all to be inspired. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely check it out.
All right, man. Anything else you want to let the people know before we get out of here? Any message? Nah, man. Anything you want to address, clarify, speak on before we get out of here? If not, I mean, we just sign out. Just let them know.
Yeah, I only got one thing. I'm coming for all the hoopers. I'm coming. So you know, but yeah, just everybody stay positive. I mean, do the right thing. And you know, everything gonna be good. Like I said, this was praying times, but you know, we here, people. You know, just keep doing our thing. We about to sign out.
Alright. On that note, man, we signing out till next time, man. Your boy Ty Trice, Philly F.A.M E TV. We out of here.